Today we're taking a detailed, honest look at the Alto TS18S Subwoofer, an 18-inch powered bass unit that promises deep, impactful low end without the premium price typically associated with big subs. In 2025, we're seeing more budget audio gear that feels impressive on paper, but the real question is, does the TS18S deliver bass you can feel, or is it mostly marketing hype? Right out of the gate, one thing that stands out is the physical size. An 18-inch driver is big for a home audio or DJ-style sub, and that size alone suggests potential for significant low-frequency output. You can't fake physics. Larger drivers generally move more air, which helps with deep bass extension. So on paper, the Alto TS18S looks like it could punch above its price class. However, raw size isn't the whole story. To truly assess this sub, we need to break it down into real-world performance, build quality, and value relative to more expensive premium models. Starting with sound performance, the Alto TS18S does a fair job of filling a room with low end. At moderate playback levels, you get solid thump and extension down into deep frequencies that add weight to music, movies, or live music playback. If you're stepping up from small bookshelf speakers with no dedicated bass, the TS18S feels like a night and day difference. But here's where nuance matters. When you push the sub hard, especially in larger rooms or at high playback levels, it starts to show limitations. You'll hear the cones start to strain and the bass will lose tightness. Premium subwoofers at higher price points are engineered to handle power more cleanly, with stronger enclosures and smarter internal electronics that keep the bass punchy without distortion. The Alto TS18S can get loud, but the sound becomes less controlled and more boomy when maxed out. On build quality, the TS18S is solid for its price class, but it's not on par with premium subs costing several times more. The enclosure feels sturdy enough, but the finish isn't refined, and the porting and bracing show cost-saving design choices. That doesn't mean it's bad, just that you shouldn't expect luxury fit and finish. Connectivity is straightforward. Standard line inputs, speaker-level inputs, and simple controls. There's nothing flashy here, which keeps the price down, but if you love tweaking every EQ setting or integrating into complex systems, you might find the limited controls a downside. Now let's talk price versus value. If you compare the Alto TS18S to high-end subwoofers from brands like SVS, Klipsch, or REL, you'll notice a gap. And that gap shows up especially when you're listening critically at higher volumes or in acoustically challenging rooms. Those premium models offer tighter transient response, cleaner bass across the spectrum, and better durability. But, and this is important, for the price, the Alto TS18S does deliver a lot of bass for the money. If you're on a budget and want something that makes music and movies feel weightier without spending thousands, this sub can be a great starting point. It absolutely gives you noticeable low-end presence in a way that cheap speakers alone can't. So, what's the honest verdict? Is the Alto TS18S worth it? Yes, if you understand the context. It's not going to replace a high-end subwoofer, and it won't hold up at festival-level volumes, but for everyday home use in small to medium rooms, it packs a deep, enjoyable bass punch that feels like getting 80% of premium bass for half the cost. Buyer beware. Powerful, but not refined. Big bass for the price, not for perfection. If you want affordable, impactful low end on a budget, the TS18S is a solid choice. If you want pristine, controlled, audiophile grade bass at all volumes, you'll eventually want to upgrade.